A choice of viewing for you then. 5:30 kickoffs, taking the water on board, very wise at the game. We're covering Colchester against Southampton. It's a hot afternoon out there. Cheltenham v Charlton and Rotherham West Brom both available on Sky Sports Plus. So our eyes on this one. Let's hear from the Colchester boss. Danny Cowley is with David Craig.
Danny, I think this was a tie that caught many people's eyes, obviously for the obvious reasons. It's pretty certain Southampton will get an uncomfortable reception wherever they go this season. If that's the case today, does that play into your hands a bit in this cup match?
I'm not so sure. I think for us, it's a game that we're really looking forward to. I think we play against a team that have Premier League players. I think Premier League quality for sure. Probably the toughest fixture that we could have got, but a great game for us to look forward to. We have a lot of young players that have aspirations of maybe one day playing at that level, and we have a team that is just coming together. We've obviously been quite patient in the transfer window, 2 or 3 debuts today, so yeah, a huge challenge for us. But whenever you play against good players and a good team, you get instant feedback. So for us, in terms of our development, I think we couldn't have got a better fixture.
They like to pass, though, don't they, Chris? Last season, the 4th highest possession in League Two, but Southampton like to pass as well. What are you expecting in terms of a match-up?
Yeah, well, they've got to be patient. I think they're going to have to kind of accept that they're not going to have a lot of the ball, but when they get it, you know, those first 2-3 passes, they've got to be brave, composed in possession and try and get the ball down and play. But it's all about creating chances in that final third. Yeah,
well, they'll be hoping to cause an upset. As you can see, they are ready, as are our commentary team. Let's get to Lee Hendry and Gary Taphouse.
Thank you, Michelle. The season starts here for League Two Colchester and Championship promotion hopefuls Southampton. Saints fans have endured a turbulent few months. They're a club desperate to move on from the Spygate shenanigans. That will only happen once the FA charge against Tonda Eckert's been resolved. For now, relief that matters on the field takes centre stage. Can they come through against Danny Cowley's side here in Essex? There's the teams for you, beginning with Colchester. Danny Cowley's side beaten 1-0 at League One Stevenage last weekend. New signing Sean Raggett receiving a rare red card in a friendly for handball on the goal line after just 15 minutes. He's one of 4 summer signings to start here, along with keeper Timi Lotitala on loan from Hull. And 2 rejoined the U's on loan, Oscar Thorne and Brad Hionvien. Another new signing, striker Leon Chiwome, is on the bench. Tonda Eckert saw his team come from behind to beat German third-tier side Preußen Münster last weekend with goals from Leo Cienza and new signing from Villa, Lewis Dobbin, his 3rd goal of pre-season. He makes his debut here in a strong Saints lineup. Bren Brereton Diaz has been playing through the middle in pre-season. It's his first Saints start for a year. Shea Charles is on the bench. No big money move to fill him just yet. Finn Azaz is also a sub, but Kasper Yanda isn't yet ready to play. Well, alongside me is Lee Hendry, a semi-finalist in this competition back in the day. Who are you keeping an eye on this evening?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm looking at influential players who can cause Southampton problems, and Jack Payne definitely ticks all them boxes. He was outstanding last season, 13 goals, 6 assists. Big influence, by the way. They've lost key players in the summer. He's one that has to be patient today. He might have to play in a little bit of a deeper role, but he is certainly their key player. And another key player that I'm really, really fond of. I feel he's getting better and better with age. Tom Fellows. I mean, I like the fact that he can play out directly on the touchline. He can go inside, outside, and I think playing in this front four, the likes of Dobbin, Cienza, Brereton Diaz, there'll be lots of movement. I like the fact that he's had a brilliant pre-season. He'll want to kick on and really have a good season this season that's in front of him.
Danny Cowley and his brother Nicky there, 18 months into the job here at Colchester. He's led them to 10th and 12th so far. He said he expects League Two to be tougher and more competitive than ever this season. Tough transfer market for the U's with the likes of Kyrese Lisby and Arthur Reed departing. He needs the young players to step up this season for sure. And emerging now, Tonda Eckert. How relieved he must be that competitive football is back. The club and the fans are fully behind him after the outstanding job he did last season. It remains to be seen what will materialise from that FA charge, but for now he can focus on the action on the pitch. They've travelled in number from the south coast, making a lot of noise, those Saints fans. The Saints have twice got to the final of this competition, most recently 10 seasons ago, and they lost to Manchester United. The youth record is underwhelming in the last few years, but they did reach the quarter-finals in 2010, also losing to Manchester United. Well, it's quite a way for League Two Colchester to start their season, hosting Southampton, who once again hope to be among the promotion contenders in the Championship. The first meeting between the clubs since they were both in League One some 16 seasons ago. Round one, of course, began with a League Two club knocking out a Championship side. That was Walsall, winning at Bristol City on Thursday night. Something that the U's will try and emulate here, but it's going to be quite a challenge for Danny Cowley's men against the Saints side, who've been very clear that automatic promotion is their target this campaign, and it's a strong Saints team, isn't it?
Oh, it really is, isn't it? I mean, even the bench you look at, it just shows that they have that strength in depth, don't they? And I'm with you, I feel that, looking at the squad that they have, I do feel that they'll be right in the thick of things again this season coming. I feel they've got a big point to prove.
Here's Cienza to Manning. Lewis Dobbin getting a touch there. What do you make of that signing from Villa?
Yeah, I think he'll be outstanding. I know the guys touched on it in studio. I think he could be really key to Southampton. I do feel that the energy that he has as well, I mean, he can play in that 10 role, which he will do today. I think it just takes the pressure off. Lots of Finazaz, who's been so good for them. So another big player who can add to the massive attacking flair that they have.
Manning just eludes Brereton Diaz, who is playing through the middle as he has done in pre-season. No foul there. Colchester was certainly asking the question.
There's one thing about Danny Cowley's men is that they will be very well drilled, won't they? I know that they're just real big players to the squad. It's so unfortunate, it's such a hard job that he's got on his hands, and expectation levels as you proceed over seasons, and you feel that you're getting somewhere. All of a sudden your prize assets are walking out the door. You have to rip it all up and start again, so it's a tough job that he's got, but he's also got a really good team behind him that recruit well. Obviously they've got some very young players that they like to bring into the equation and the squad, but you can see today obviously the formation change, and they have had to drop into a back five, and usually do see Danny Cowley playing a 4-3-2-1 system, which is obviously one that he does prefer, but obviously today, knowing that the attacking flair of Southampton, he has to try and nullify that.
This is Matsuki playing a little bit deeper than we saw many times the last season. Downs. Manning. Matsuki again. He's flipped it out to Fellows very impressively. Just ran out of turf in the end, but he weighed in with 8 assists last season down that right-hand side after his move from West Brom.
Yeah, as I said, Gary, I think one to watch this season. I'm really impressed with his pre-season contributions. I think he can add goals to his game as well. As I said, he likes the fact that that little step over, just run out of turf there, he can come inside and cause problems also.
Yeah, goals were lacking, weren't they? Didn't score last season despite having 39 attempts in the Championship. I would imagine the first Saints goal can't be too far away. Anderson gets the ball inside. Eonvien coming forward here. Iandolo. We wondered if he might have a midfield role here. It looks like he is playing left wing back, where we've seen him many times. Vincent Young playing this right wing back.
I think there will be chopping and changing, there's no doubt of that. That's one thing that Danny Cowley's not afraid of, is he just having that little bit of versatility.
Kept their pre-season schedule relatively light. 3 friendly wins and a draw, including 3 matches in Germany. Their championship season gets underway next weekend, away to Watford. 8 friendlies for Colchester. A very demanding schedule for them, including a match against another championship club in Charlton 11 days ago. Matsuki. Brereton Diaz pulling out wide here. Manning to Cienza. Nicely done by Jack Tucker.
You can already see, can't you, the bits of movement that Brereton Diaz is playing much as a false 9 at times, isn't he? Because he will drift into little pockets that just allows that space and draws one of them centre-halves out to disrupt that back 3, back 5. Might just create that space for Lewis Dobbin to maybe run into, or Cienza that we've just seen there.
Like it goes by Stevens, who actually started the 2017 final for Southampton 10 seasons ago. There's the link between that team and this one. It was very quickly closed down there by Thorne. Calmly done by Peretz as well. Well, that's good pressing from Danny Cowley's side. And just because it's a back 5 doesn't mean it has to be a low block.
No, not necessarily, does it? I think the times that Southampton want to work from defence through that midfield into attack, the time that I'm sure that Danny Cowley will be telling his players to go and press. You're having at times maybe an extra man in midfield, pushing one of them defenders on that causes tight situations that might just get a giveaway.
With Bellis almost seized upon there by Rob Hunt, who's playing in midfield today. Players missing in that area.
You can see Jack Payne there, he's almost sitting as centre defensive midfielder today, isn't he? Usually we see him a lot further up the pitch, where he's been instrumental. Creativity, flair, doesn't mean he can't sit back and try and dictate the football.
Top scorer last season, Jack Payne with 13 goals. Manning for Saints. Matsuki. He wanted the free kick. Not going to get it.
Yeah, I think again it was just that pressure there applied. Maybe looking for it a little bit here. Just that little Cruyff just puts him in trial. It's a good tackle from Jack Payne.
Nicely done by Hunt. Forward he goes by the new club captain this season, Tucker. He was player of the year and players player of the year last season. Little give and go. This is Thorne receiving the ball from Anderson. It's a good cross as well. And Yonvien will let fly. No problem for Peretz, but first shot in anger from Colchester.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they work this situation brilliantly. Yonvien is the one that really starts this attack and this move. It comes out, it falls nicely. Yes, I mean, quite routine for Peretz in goal, but anywhere either side causes a problem.
This is also a League Two against Championship. Early goal for West Bromwich Albion, courtesy of Morgan. And watch that over on Sky Sports Plus if you so wish. Fellows for Southampton. Matsuki just couldn't quite smuggle it through to Brereton Diaz, but this is Manning. Matsuki, good try. He weighed in with a few last season, didn't he? 6 goals, in fact.
Yeah, he certainly can produce big moments, can't he? Space just opened up, and there's no one out, goes out to engage and puts that pressure on. He takes that strike. It's always rising. It's one thing that Colchester will have to be aware of.
Scored a cracker in this competition, actually, at Norwich in round 2. So this time it's gone against Harry Anderson. High boot there with Matsuki in close attendance.
Yeah, it looked a good little bit of play, didn't it? But you can see the boot's so high. Certainly is a foul.
Manning, Cienza, Lansky,
just as I thought it would be. Possession stats obviously in favour for Southampton. Really started the game brightly, haven't they? I think the way that Danny Cowley set up in this back 5, I think he expected them to have a lot of football, but I think it was all about frustration, wasn't it? So no surprise there that they're dominating the football.
Cienza comes out to Downs, just tried to work some space for himself. Payne looking for Yonvien. Jumped into Harwood Bellis, free kick to Southampton.
I think that was an easy one for the referee, wasn't it? Yonvien wasn't even looking at the ball, was he? Completely jumped all over Harwood Bellis.
Stevens. Cienza. Lit up the Championship at times last season, didn't he? And he goes for the byline here. Lovely run from Cienza. Matsuki will let it go out for a throw.
Yeah, he's so good, isn't he? I mean, one of my favourite players last season. And this is why, because he's so positive when he gets on the ball. The fact that he just wants to take on his full-back, produce a big moment.
Fellows. Stevens. Manning. Cienza. Matsuki. Southampton dominating as you'd expect. Finding Colchester a tough nut to crack. Plenty of players back there. Fellows with the ball in. Yonvien gamely giving chase.
And he's the only one that's really advanced for Colchester. Yonvien clearly want to work on the counter-attack, don't they, for obvious reasons.
That's a very good try from Cienza. Nearly managed to squeeze that through to Brereton Diaz.
I think that's what really impressed me last season with Southampton is that they've got got some fabulous players, but it's the way that they manipulate the football, particularly from wide areas. Fullbacks getting high, obviously overloads quality amongst all of that squad.
Harwood-Bellis. Stevens to Cienza. Cut out by Oscar Thorne. Fellows goes back here to Harwood-Bellis, now Stevens. In a very disciplined 5-4-1 shape when they're out of possession, Colchester. It's very easy for that 4 to sink deeper and deeper though.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you sit back so deep in that low block. You can see the amount of Southampton players that are so advanced. They're just trying to find a way through, aren't they? The one thing that I'm sure Colchester have worked on, the approach to this game, is that try and stay in the game for long periods.
Beautifully controlled by Cienza. Oh, just over Brayton Diaz. What a ball in that is. He can't do much more.
Gary, it's an outstanding ball. It really is. I mean, if there's not a centre forward getting on the end of that, it's Brayton Diaz makes that run, doesn't he? But just the awareness, the touch here is outstanding. Out of his feet, he knows where he wants to put it. I mean, just look at some fellows on that back post as well, caught on his heels, not expecting it. I think if he takes that chance, listen, you have to as a wide player, because you have to expect it's coming out that back post, but brilliant ball in.
Now, for the U's, Thorne. Well, Anderson was in a good position, but he'd just run ahead of that cross. Tucker. Lane's ball forward, collected by Thorne. Ionvien. Well, Saints fortunate that was straight at Perez.
I mean, listen, Southampton have dominated a lot of the football and clearly looked the team that are probably going to go and get that first goal, but I have to say, Colchester have looked dangerous, haven't they, on the counter-attack, and they've had opportunities to go and attack.
Ionvien again. Well, he's forced out wide. And Iandolo just beaten to it by Fellows, who was backtracking. Cienza. And he's caught in possession as well. And they'll get the free kick, Southampton. It's good stuff, though, from the U's.
Yeah, it really is. I've been really impressed with Ionvien. He's been a handful, he's been the threat. Listen, he's up there on his own, but that ball that's flashed across, it's not easy to deal with, there's no doubt. Thorne whips it in, and then just can you get contact, can you get the purchase? He does. Fortunately, it's straight in the middle of the goalkeeper's throat.
There we go, one attempt off target from Matsuki, 2 attempts on target from Ionvien. It's getting that balance right for Colchester between being brave but also staying in the game. They're getting it right at the moment. Kick given for the challenge there by Matsuki. Looking for a good start to the season, Colchester. Last season, disappointment for them. Didn't win here at home until October last season. Didn't keep a clean sheet at home until November. 11 points in their first 10 games. Danny Cowley's looking for nearer 15 this time around. It's not going to be easy. Players having left, the budget is obviously pretty restricted. He's looking for a bit more pace in wide areas, Danny Cowley. Still wants to sign a number 9, but who isn't?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a brilliant job, hasn't he? Really impresses me. Danny Cowley, I've always been impressed by the Cowley brothers, what they bring to football clubs. A big coup for Colchester as well, having them here.
Anderson! Oh, good stop! And again to deny pain! And Peretz comes out for a third time. Ayandalo. Well, he really impressed, didn't he, in the second half of the season, Peretz, after his move from Bayern. He's now a permanently Southampton player, and this is why.
Yeah, this is outstanding from Peretz, because it comes through the crowd of players, doesn't it? I mean, even the second save there, where Jack Payne's trying to get on the end of the rebound. I mean, it really is a good save. This is the one here. I mean, it's Anderson, it takes that flash shot, comes through the crowd of players, and he has to get down, he has to watch it. I love the fact that he's advanced, he's up on his feet. He wants to make sure that he's clearing his lines, and he does make another big save there on Jack Payne.
Terry's ball forward. They keep winning the ball high up the pitch, Colchester, but this is Dobbin for Saints. Now Cienza. Back to Dobbin.
I'll tell you what, Colchester, they work so hard, don't they, off the ball. Likewise, when you've got the ball to try and get forward. Really good defensively there again. Jack Payne getting back from more advanced area.
That ball didn't quite find Oscar Thorne, but good centre-forward play from Yonvien again. He's asking questions of that Saints centre-back pairing. Bree. Played by Raggett. Great bit of experience that they've signed there in Sean Raggett. Former Pompey man, of course. Tucker started 50 out of 52 games last season for the U's. Tucker, easy decision to be the new club captain. Here come Colchester again. Well, that's an excellent block. Ayandalo charging forward for the U's, and then the decision has gone against Thorne.
Well, just the ball that's played into the space, into the channel. Viennu's touched on, caused so many problems, hasn't he? This was the foul, wasn't it? Ryan Manning. I'm very happy about that. Just going back to them, clever little runs. Ayandalo, he gets on the ball and has that attempt at goal. That's where they've been very good, picking them second balls up.
There we go, since the Matsuki effort, the last attempts have all come from the home side. It's Flynn Downs for Saints. Stevens. Cienza. Stevens, Matsuki. Cienza. Try and find a way through this blue and white wall, Southampton. Fellows available on that far side. Back to Bree. Posted in towards Brereton Diaz, headed away as far as Cienza. There's another excellent ball in, really well attacked as well by Iandolo to get it away.
Oh, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? Cienza. He looks one that might just unlock the door.
Brereton Diaz, straight to Oscar Thorne. Credit to Colchester, Saints have just lost their way a little bit here.
I think that's the thing, you have so much possession in the game, particularly early on, where if you don't go and get that first goal, it just starts to become a slog. You start to feel that there's no way of breaking this unorganised backline down defensively.
Matsuki, Cienza. Downs, Manning. Cienza isolated with Kane Vincent-Young there. And it is the right wing-back who gets a boot to it. Headed forward by Downs, but that's no problem for Timi Lotutala. Another tie, which is League Two against Championship. Charlton 2-0 up though at Cheltenham. Carey with the second.
Colchester just got a little bit fortunate there. Raggett trying to play that ball into the forward area, just straight into the chest of Flynn Downs, and all of a sudden they're exposed.
It was Matty Godden who got the first goal for Charlton, and you saw Whitwell there has doubled the lead for West Bromwich Albion. So the two other Championship sides kicking off at tea time, very much in control of their ties. Foul on Downs by Payne there. Cienza. Manning. Harwood Bellis. Fellows against Iandolo. He's done well. Matsuki. Well, he had to hit that first time. And it fizzes wide, but the Saints fans behind that goal fully appreciative.
Yeah, it's Fellows out on that right side. We haven't seen an awful lot of him in this first half. That cut back, always a dangerous ball, that is. I think defenders are expecting that to be maybe dinked into an area for one of the centre forwards. Matsuki comes onto that and he's always stretching. Does get a firm contact, but it's always gone away from goal.
Last two seasons, Saints knocked out Liverpool in the third round quarter-final. Season before, they did lose in round one 3 years ago at Gillingham. Their first exit at this stage since 2007. They certainly don't want a repeat of that here today. That is a foul by Jack Payne.
He just clips his heels. You can see that high press from Colchester. Southampton want to play out from the back from the goalkeeper.
Colchester well aware of that. Bree. Downs. Matsuki. Manning. Half an hour gone and they haven't really tested Loti Tala as yet, the new signing in goal for the U's.
Yeah, I'm sure Danny Cowley will be over the moon, won't he? I think they've offered something going forward as well on the counter-attack, looked dangerous. All the ends looked very, very good.
No attempts on target so far for Southampton. Fellows. Moved away there from Anderson. Payne will bring it away for Colchester. Scooped forward by Frankie Terry. Matsuki. Dobbin. Cienza. And again Cienza. Ricochet goes behind. Goal kick.
I think the approach play from Southampton's been relatively good until they've got actually into this final third where they just haven't been able to maybe find that final pass.
He spoke at the Saints fans forum this week, Tom de Eckert. A lot of the discussion there, of course, was about Spygate. He did say much of the public portrayal of him during the summer's been inaccurate. Still hoping to sign another centre forward with Ross Stewart departing. Remains to be seen if that move goes through for Shea Charles. You'd expect it to. Stevens looking for Brereton Diaz. Dobbin. Excellent work from Payne. He's relishing this deeper role, isn't he? Cienza. Well, trying to bring Bree into the attack. He's got the 3-wood out there instead of the pitching wedge.
Yeah, just overcooked it. He's been the standout player. Dobbin just hasn't been able to really affect the game, has he? Hasn't really been able to get on the ball. I think that speaks volumes of not having enough contact in the opposition box. I feel that maybe having just someone who's a bit more of a focal point that he can go and play off might just suit him better. I feel that then Brereton Diaz is just constantly on the move. I think that makes it hard work for Dobbin to really affect this game.
That is Ben Brereton Diaz, a number 9. There's a few Saints fans to be convinced of that one, I think. Carl Larin is on the bench, of course, and Cameron Archer is there as well, although he played wide, didn't he, last season as well.
I think Carl Larin's the one, isn't he? I think he's the one that can certainly fly a ball into him and he'll take care of it or look after it, and that's where others can go and join in. The likes of Dobbin probably suit him a little bit more.
There's plenty of big names on that Saints bench. Vinazaz is there, second from the right. He's working to be fully fit for next week against Watford. Another one who had a great season.
It's a great bench, isn't it? Particularly when you want to just freshen things up.
We saw that last season. He would often completely change the front four from game to game. Keep things fresh. There were a lot of matches last season. Stevens. 10 minutes left in this first half. Putting the pressure on there, Anderson. The Saints try and play their way out, and they've done it. Matsuki has got it to Manning. And if you do beat that press, then suddenly things can open up. Dobbin. Brilliant from Dobbin. And the first save from Lotutala.
Well, that's the reward you get from being brave. And I mean, the press that Colchester applied there, it was just sheer quality. And nice through a butter, wasn't it? All the way through to that attacking area where everything opened up. And that's where Dobbin took that strike on and forced the save.
Saints brilliant from set plays last season. And this is the first corner of the match. Punched away by Lotutala. Cienza's ball in was excellent. He's got it back again here, the Brazilian. Matsuki against Vincent Young, goal kick. Well, he might well have expected to have been a lot busier after 37 minutes. He was called into action here, Lee.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? And I agree. This is where it all opened up. It all came from that super bit of play defensively. And here's the strike that Dobbin finally found that bit of space to test. Totola in goal. And he reacted to that and forced it away from his goal.
Thorne. Well, he's got pace, but he left himself with too much to do in the end. Matsuki fouled by Thorne. Fellows heads for the byline once more. Dobbin.
Outstanding play there from Tom Fellows. This is about that cut back. He's got it in his locker. And then this one, Dobbin's got to just adjust his body, hasn't he? And he just tries to really smash that as hard as he can, rather than just having that technique and concentrate on hitting the target.
Top scorer for Preston last season on loan. Took his tally of career goals from 8 to 19 during that loan season. But he's had a few loans. I think for him to have that permanent home now, so important.
Yeah, totally agree. I do feel that this is a big season for Dobbin. I do feel that coming into this Southampton setup, I do feel he can offer an awful lot. And I've seen glimpses of it so far in this first half.
Another excellent work from Yonvien to win the free kick. Another goal for Charlton to tell you about. Campbell on target this time, running away with it in that first half. Winning the header there is Tucker. Booted away by Fellows. Wide it goes by Frankie Terry. Payne's ball in. Headed away by Stevens. Brereton Diaz. Fellows. Lovely footwork to find Ryan Manning. Matsuki. Cienza. Manning once more. Brereton Diaz was calling for it. Matsuki. Put in by Payne again. Cienza. Downs. Bree. Fellows. Bree. Matsuki with the chest trap. Out it goes to Manning. Much better this from Saints. Downs. Fellows. Brilliantly done. But, off target with the eventual effort.
We should do a little bit better, Shanique, Fellows. It's the first time we've really seen James Bree off for that support down. That just opens up Tom Fellows to come in, take that strike on.
Tucker. Yonvien trying to put the pressure on Harwood Bellis there. Well, this is their best. Nearly 80% possession and had those 4 attempts.
Yeah, I think that's because they've moved the ball a lot quicker and then forward areas. I think the press they broke a couple of times, and then having a bit more of an overload in them wide and central areas that have caused the problem. I think they need more of that.
Colchester only conceded 10 league goals from set plays all last season. They were so strong defending this sort of position, but we know how strong Southampton are from set plays. Manning's ball in is a beauty. Fabulous delivery that was, wasn't it? Begging to be headed in. Harwood Bellis closest to it.
Yeah, it was outstanding. He's claimed that he was pushed or grabbed even, but I think there was just a slight nudge on him that just put him off his track. I don't think there was a foul in there at all. Listen, maybe a slight bit of a tug, but he should do better again. It's a super ball in from Manning.
He was the top scoring centre-back in the Championship last season with 7 goals. Harwood Bellis, big threat from those positions. Yonvien getting it out wide for Anderson. Looking for handball there, but it's gone against Colchester.
Yeah, it looked like there was a handball here. Yeah, it's just the left arm comes up and flicks it back into his path. And the look.
Isaac Searle, the referee, second season as an EFL ref. He was here last season actually for the Virtue Trophy, Colchester's win over Fulham. Well, again, Saints trying to play their way out, and Colchester very much ready for them. We might get the long throw here. Angelo. There's a time limit these days. And it's not long, it's gone short to Jack Payne. And they're probably wishing they had gone long now. But Angelo's won it back. Cut back for Ionvien. He and Payne getting in each other's way, and suddenly wide open spaces for Dobbin to exploit. But the ball out wide for Brayton Diaz is overhit.
Well, story of the half, isn't it, for Southampton? Fantastic chance to go and counter. It's here where bring the ball back. Colchester do. I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding between Ionvien and Jack Payne. It could have been a really good opportunity to test. That's in goal.
So we're into 1 minute of first half stoppage time. Payne. Thorne. Vincent Young charging forward. Slightly awkward for Fellows. Pressure on him as well from Iandolo, who shoots. And that will be a late first half corner if there's time to take it.
Yeah, me question what on earth Tom Fellows is doing on the edge of his 18-yard box, just causing Southampton their own problems there late on in this first half.
Swirling wind is exactly what you want if you're taking a stoppage time corner. First corner of the match for the U's. Payne to take, and they get the first contact. And it's the last touch of the half. Tucker looking to set up a teammate.
What a brilliant ball, Jack Payne, and then just that little cushion header. It's brilliant defending. I'm not sure that Flynn Downs knows an awful lot about it. It's just headed back through the legs and cleared away.
Well, an excellent first half performance from the League Two side. Ionvien there on the right, absolutely superb as a centre forward. I'm sure Chris Awelamo in the studio will have enjoyed his performance, twice forcing saves from Perret. Southampton, new signing Lewis Dobbin, not impressing as yet. Southampton not impressing as yet, but a long way to go. Half-time here in Essex. Colchester 0, Southampton 0.
OK, as you can see, teams are back out on the pitch ready for the second half, and there's news of a change as well. So let's get back to our commentary team, Lee Hendry and Gary Taphouse.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. A change at the start of the second half for Colchester. Captain Jack Tucker has been replaced by Sam Kuffour, the 23-year-old back, signed from Malden and Tiptree last year, son of the great Sami Kuffour, who won 6 Bundesliga titles with Bayern. Big boots to fill there. So he comes on in the heart of the U's defence. 8 appearances for Colchester last season after a loan at Hornchurch at the start of last season. No changes for Saints, so still Brayton Diaz playing as the central attacking player. Here he is, no foul though. Excellent work from Payne again. Anderson. He's onto that very quickly, Manning. Downs. Matsuki. So starting the second half as they began the first. Bossing possession.
Yeah, they need a little bit more than that though, Gary. I mean, they have to start moving the ball quicker. A little bit more movement throughout that front line. Colchester particularly in that first half, we've seen that they really were comfortable for long periods.
Running, that's a key.
All opened up for Natsuki. Every right to take that strike on. Just drags his shot wide though.
Saints have scored in 27 of their last 28 games in all competitions. Ended on that magnificent unbeaten league run last season. 19 league matches without defeat. I hope to continue that when they travel to Vicarage Road next Sunday.
It was from mid-January, wasn't it, where quite outstanding. You felt that they were really going to go and kick on and dominate. It's that one defeat. They were very easy on the eye.
We know what they're capable of, we just need to show it here. Very nicely done that by Thorne. This is Vincent Young. More by Terry. Vincent Young again, just too much on that for Ian Vien. And that's a key for Southampton. Dobbin is the runner.
In there, Vincent Young coming out from that right wing back role. Straight away you've got someone that's going to go and fill in for him out there on that right side, disturbing the back line at all. And Southampton win it back, they're just giving it straight back. That direct ball has to be better.
Brilliantly kept in by Anderson. Felt he'd earned the right to go for that.
Yeah, well, I think he had a quick look up, didn't he? Brilliantly to keep the ball in play, but just look, he's limited in options, bodies in the box. No one really making any move for him, so why shouldn't he try and take that attempt on and whip it in the far corner?
12 goals last season. Best scoring season of his. Downs. Bree. Fellows. Yonvian again. Well, he might just be nursing his left hamstring there after stretching to make that challenge.
Yeah, Danny Carley looking, just wondering, hoping, I think. Did overstretch, didn't he?
Well, that is the last thing that Colchester need. And brought him back to the club to spearhead their attack.
He has really been a nuisance to the back line. And this is what he's done all game. He's worked hard, tirelessly, and then it's that stretch there. Straight away he grabs the left hamstring. Seems to be moving okay now.
Fellows for Bree. Header away by Terry. Downs slipped through towards Fellows, away by Payne. Matsuki for Southampton. Trying to keep the pressure on here. Tom the Reckitt's side. Breakthrough has eluded them so far. Dobbin, Downs, Matsuki, Fellows. Booted away by Rob Hunt.
Outstanding. A little bit of passing movement. And just the final pass, the end product, not been there.
I'm given a new contract last month. Key player for the U's. Fellows. Downs. Matsuki, Dobbin. On it goes, Manning, Cienza. He's in the full width of the pitch here, Southampton. Cienza.
That little bit of disguise from Cienza. That's where you need your full-backs offering the support, because it causes a problem. Vincent Young doesn't know whether to go with him or stay with Manning. That's where the space opens up, unfortunately. Just doesn't hit the target.
Well, almost as good a view as Sowers there.
You could do with their high vises on, I think.
Got to be health and safety compliant. Manning, Matsuki. Downs, back it goes to the Israeli goalkeeper, Peretz. Headed down by Sean Raggett. Iandolo beaten to it. This is Fellows. Matsuki. Manning, nicely done. Cienza. Cut back for Flynn Downs. Oh! Well, it was a dribbler, and Lotitalo was certainly concerned enough to dive to his right-hand side, but it is just wide.
Yeah, for a moment, almost caught me out as well. I thought it just rippled in the bottom corner. A little bit of reverse one with the mince pies there, just chucking it in. Tries to have that reverse shot. Talala. I think he might have had it covered anyway, but decent attempt.
He never scored in this competition, Flynn Downs. This is his 12th League Cup appearance. 1 goal last season. 3 goals last season for Southampton.
Southampton are going to have to come with something different. They really are. Just feels, again, they've dominated much of the possession.
Dobbin just poked it through the legs of Anderson. This is Brereton Diaz. Matsuki. Manning. Dobbin. Downs. Fellows. That was awkward for Terry. Matsuki to try and keep it going. Downs on the volley. Excellent block by Jack Payne.
It's a super block, wasn't it, from Jack Payne on the edge of the box. That could have easily been en route to goal.
I just feel they've started this second half like they mean to go on. Southampton. Backs to the wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, that's one thing I will say is that they are defending deeply, aren't they? Colchester, and they're happy to do so. To flip that with that counter-attack ability that certainly caused Southampton problems with.
Manning. Sent easily away by Kafur. Cienza. Downs. Bree. Fellows. Downs again. Matsuki. Brereton Diaz. They're keeping Saints at bay. Just about, but they're getting deeper and deeper here. Breeze ball in, Fellows.
There they are. I mean, listen, they did that in the first half, didn't they? He flicked back on Southampton dominating the ball and not really testing the goalkeeper at all. I think we're going to see pretty much something similar from Colchester, where they are going to sit deep, try and utilise the front areas when they can. Try trying to get the ball into his feet where he can protect it. Allow them attacking players to get up the pitch, but I do feel that Southampton have to move the ball quicker. It's just allowing Colchester to get back in them solid lines that they have in defence and midfield.
There's Fellows. Now Bree. Brereton Diaz.
It's not a bad ball. I think it's always difficult for Ben Brereton Diaz to get everything correct that's going to trouble Tutela. That's the thing, he can't really direct it, particularly that he's got the defender in front of him.
Matsuki wins the free kick.
I think this was just a little bit of a nudge across, wasn't it? He's never really got control of the ball. I think that's what's frustrated Jack Payne, but you can see his studs are all down the outside of his right calf.
A rare attacking set piece here. Bree over the ball for Southampton. Everyone back behind the ball for the use. There's another excellent delivery, but again, no problem for Tutela. Goals in the other two ties taking place at tea time. Goal back for Cheltenham, George Miller making it 3-1. West Bromwich Albion thoroughly enjoying themselves in their match against Rotherham. 3-0 up, both those games available for you over on Sky Sports Plus if you want to switch to those. Things building to a potential crescendo here. Has to be a winner, of course. Matsuki with an excellent run up against Gafor, and it is going to be a corner.
I wonder whether there's some tired legs out there. Colchester, they've worked hard defensively.
Cienza's corner, header away by Sean Raggett. Took the armband with Jack Tucker going off. Downs with the throw. Manning. Bree. An hour gone. Still we await the breakthrough. Fellows. Bree. Harwood Bellis. James Bree into Matsuki. Downs. Clever ball. Fellows. Brereton Diaz couldn't sort his feet out.
It's another golden opportunity. Brereton Diaz got to make contact, any purchase towards goal.
Downs, who produced that lovely pass out to Fellows a moment or two ago. This is Hunt. Foul by Downs. changes looming for both sides in just a moment. This is the Brereton Diaz chance, Lee.
Yeah, it's a great dig out. He just doesn't get the connection he'd like.
So, Brereton Diaz and Fellows making way. They're going to see the Canadian Kyle Larin and the Scottish midfielder Cam Bragg, who really impressed last season. Terrific young midfielder. And Larin, who of course played for Canada in the World Cup, scored a couple of goals as well. Thought he was very, very impressive when he joined on loan from Real Mallorca in February, and they've made that move permanent now for just over £2.5 million. Good business.
Yeah, I think so. Very surprised as well. I totally agree and echo what you've just said. I mean, he was brilliant last season when he came in. I think he gave them something a lot different. I think his qualities hold up play. I think they've needed that. They really do. That's why I think the change has been made. Someone who's going to stay up there and protect.
Back passes by the manager's come on, Bragg. This is Manning. West Brom on target again. Second for Morgan. They lead 4-0, the Baggies. Matsuki. Howard Bellis. Manning. Cienza. Manning. Bragg. And it goes to Leo Cienza. And a corner at the end of it.
Yeah, Cam Bragg does brilliant there. You can see the ball on the edge of the box, shapes to hit it, but just pushes that ball back out wide for Cienza. Just look at the amount of bodies in the box defensively for Colchester. Just no way through whatsoever.
Cienza's corner. Again, they've dealt with that very well, Colchester, but there's no out ball for them at the moment.
It's unbelievable for all the possession they've had, and just that one shot on target. Speaks volumes. It's just not good enough. I know that Colchester have been very good defensively, but just the lack of goal threat for Southampton's been disappointing.
Got Ionvien is out on that right-hand side. I think he'll be coming off shortly because Leon Chiwome is ready to come on. Cienza. Working it back onto that right side again. Second attempt. Deflected for another corner.
Again, no way in, is there? I mean, that was a direct pass. Bellis into Cienza. Again, wants to get inside, wants to get on that right foot. Maybe an extra pass there, forcing the issue. Really frustrated that not getting the attempts on target or even testing the goalkeeper again.
Another in-swinger from Cienza. Ionvien, it was, he met it. Miscue from Downs. Cienza, Dobbin. Ionvien has seen that impressively. Wants the free kick. Instead, Saints have taken the throw. Downs to Matsuki. Oh, clever ball, and Larin is offside, although he still would have hoped to put that in.
Oh, what a ball that was. Natsuki just whipping it in over the defence. Let's have a look, see if he was offside. It looked very tight, but yes, you can quite clearly see he should do better, but he's definitely in the offside position.
Double change here for the U's. Beyond Vien and Thorne, the two players that will be replaced here. There'll be a debut for the new signing, Leon Chiwome, 20-year-old forward who's on loan from Wolves. Joined 9 days ago. Actually did play Premier League football for Wolves a couple of years ago. Since then he's been playing with the Wolves under-21s, now getting an opportunity to play first-team football. Also coming on is the 20-year-old midfielder Milton Oni.
I think it needed a little freshen up, didn't it, in that forward area for Colchester. I think two players that have been taken off and worked tirelessly through that central area and defensively.
Downs to Bree, midway through the second half. Larin, Manning, Cam Bragg, Marwood Bellis, Natsuki, Manning, again in a very good disciplined shape, Colchester. Southampton biding their time here. Natsuki, no problem for Raggett to head that one away. Manning, Cienza, Stevens to Harwood Bellis, looking for Larin. Well, he timed the run beautifully, opened up his left instep, couldn't guide it on target, and that's been the story of the day for Southampton.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether he could have threw his head at that. Maybe I'm asking too much, but comes some distance, doesn't it? And he's always having to reach out with the instep of his left foot. I'm just wondering whether he could have gone and met that with a head. I think that would have been a better solution. Super ball in as well from Harwood Bellis.
Bragg, Manning, and Jack Stevens, Harwood Bellis. Saints' search for an opener goes on. Natsuki, Harwood Bellis, Stevens, Manning, Cienza, Chiwome putting pressure on Stevens there. Natsuki decides not to use Fellows. Cienza in a little bit of space, quickly closed down by Vincent Young.
Well, Carl Larin's absolutely furious. He is, he's making them movements. He's Natsuki to put that ball into the box. It's pointless him keep making them forward movements. The ball's not going to come in.
Yeah, bring on a recognised number 9. Got to provide the ammunition. Saints have got all the tools they need out there. Downs. Manning. Oh, Larin's in there. Well, there's the opener. The Championship side take the lead with 20 minutes left. That's what he was brought on to do. Oh, we just said you've got to provide the service. That's exactly what they did. Ryan Manning down that left-hand side. And the finishing touch applied by the Canadian to give Southampton the lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he does, Carl Aaron. You know, he works the 6-yard box. He is a central focal point. But in his service, look how congested it is in the centre of that park. The space for Ryan Manning, and then the delivery is inch perfect, isn't it? I mean, it's a striker's dream. It really is. Whipped in at pace. You get yourself in the 6-yard box and you get yourself a simple goal. Brilliant ball in from Manning. And there it is. Oh, Larry just lets it hit his head straight in an empty net. And that's what Southampton have really needed. Not enough crosses in for me. And that just shows the difference. When you put the ball in the box, you get your rewards.
Well, he only joined at the end of the winter window. He's already into double figures in terms of goals for Southampton. And that's why he was brought on. And that's why he could be such a big player for Saints this season as they look for a return to the Premier League.
That's the difference, isn't it? I mean, when you have someone who actually plays as an out-and-out striker. Brighton Diaz is not really an out-and-out striker. Causes problems, it disrupts a back three, a back five. Colchester defended brilliantly as well.
A change in the Colchester midfield. Rob Hunt's gone off, and there's a debut for Paul Digby, who joined from Dundee last month. Scored on his last EFL Cup appearance, which was for Cambridge a couple of years ago against QPR. They could do with the goal now, the U's, otherwise they're heading out of the competition. That's a kick. Well dealt with by Harry Anderson. This is Mayandalo. Archer is coming on, a man with a formidable record in this competition. Actually, 8 goals in 11 League Cup appearances, just to add insult to injury for Colchester. And Finn Azaz coming on as well. So off goes Dobbin on his Saints debut, and Leo Cienza also makes way. Great news for Saints fans, having Azaz getting minutes here ahead of the start of the Championship season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, such a big player for them, isn't he? Finn Azaz. He's got the X factor. I think for Cameron Archer as well. This is a big season for him. Southampton fans, knowing what they paid for him, I think they expected more goals. He needs to start producing this season. Very good player.
A couple of years left on his contract. He did have the opportunity of a move to Scotland, to Rangers. That fell through in the winter. There's talk of West Bromwich Albion being interested in Cameron Archer. Half a dozen goals last season. Gone out to that left-hand side. We often saw him there second half of last season.
He's not one who will stand out there, is he? He will come in a little bit more central at times and get himself into the box.
First touch for Finn Azaz. Bree. Quarter of an hour left. And Southampton with their noses in front, looking to seal a place in the second round draw, which takes place during our coverage of the Devon Derby on Monday night. Second round takes place week commencing the 24th of August, by the way. Bree winning a corner off Ellis Sayandalo.
I mean, you'd expect now Southampton to control the game. They're going to get that second goal, just give them that cushion.
Well, Manning's already set up a goal. He will take this corner kick. Very nearly kept in play by Stevens, but it will be a goal kick.
It was an outstanding ball, wasn't it? I mean, it actually bounced in the 6-yard area, no one. And Stevens got hold of that. It looked like he was being pulled. He's asking the referee that maybe that shirt pulling is why he didn't get on the end of that cross from Ryan Manning's beautiful executed corner.
Another debut here for Colchester. This is Jake Leake. He signed from Oldham. Straight swap for Iandolo. Appearances last season very much limited by injury. He was Player of the Year at Oldham a couple of seasons ago. Launched by Manning. Larin covering from Vincent Young. Attacks from the U's in this second half, few and far between. They've made some changes, bit of energy. Payne looking for Chiwome. Away by Harwood Bellis. Leak to Terry. And you can see it's nearly 30 minutes since Colchester had a touch in the opposition penalty area. And will that be one? Well, he's kept that in impressively. Oh, what an opportunity for the man who's just come on, Jake Leake.
I actually felt that this ball's going to go out of play, and Anderson does brilliant. It's a super ball into the channel, and then he just tries to put a ball into the 18-yard box, and it's Jake Leake that just comes and arrives late. He catches Bellis completely off sync. Not a million miles away. It's always going away from goal, unfortunately.
Larin looking to pin his man there. Another one of his strong points. Raggett with the back pass. Danny Cowley did say before the game, this is arguably the toughest opponent that Colchester could have got in this first round, which is divided between North and South. Knew this was going to be a very, very big ask for his players, but they more than held their own in that first half. There's still only one goal in it.
Well, I won't be disappointed at all. Particularly that change of formation where I thought he'd got it right, really right in that first half. It took long periods for Southampton to break down real defensive line from Colchester. In the second half, you can imagine they would tire. They've worked so hard in that first half to keep Southampton at bay.
It's been an assured second half display from Southampton so far. And Watford away next Sunday, and then home games against Stoke and Millwall they have. There goes Cameron Archer, Larin, Archer.
Tell you what, that would have been some goal, by the way. Ryan Manning is stretching to keep the ball in play down that left-hand side, but have a look at the touch here from Cameron Archer. Completely takes Vincent Young out of the equation inside, and then doesn't admire what is passed into Carl Larin. It's on the receiving end, but always leaning back.
Chiwome with the flick on, away by Bree. This is Ryan Manning. Bragg has found Azaz. Well, the ball was on, certainly for Archer. Run back by Bragg.
I'll tell you what, he's been brilliant since he's come on. And Bragg, he has dictated the football, so confident in that midfield area. The fact his first thought is, can I play the ball forward?
There's Hazaz. Stevens. Archer. Downs. Matsaki for Azaz. Beautiful build-up. Just over Larin. He manages to get something on it. Archer goes down. Wants a penalty. Certainly a rash challenge, but we play on.
Oh, I thought that was a penalty. Immediately. Just thought there was no approach to try and win the ball, was there?
It was the debutant Paul Digby who made that challenge. Too many Saints protests.
No, there wasn't. I mean, I think when the ball come into the box, I just feel that lots of contact from Cameron Archer. There's a great little hang up here, and Carl Larin heads it back in, but maybe not. I think the first initial, I think it's just the fact that his arm's around his head, catches him in the face, and he doesn't win the football.
Here's Leak against Bree. Back to Chiwome. Terry. Leak with a good crossing chance here. And the header's over. Well, it is an opportunity for Harry Anderson.
Yeah, it's a good one. He knows that as well. Harry Anderson. Leak whipping that ball in. Just finds half a yard of space. He's got to adjust to try and get everything right that's going to cause any problem to Peretz in goal. From his manager.
And Matsaki is the player who went down there under that challenge by Jack Payne, and I think he'll be withdrawn. He's very close to the edge of the pitch anyway. There's certainly no need to delay the substitution. 20-year-old midfielder Romeo Akachukwu will come on in his place. A couple of opportunities in pre-season. His second senior appearance for Southampton. He comes on the right-hand side. He's on the right, Archer on the left, Azaz with Larin, just off Larin. Forward it goes by Kafur. Colchester certainly aren't giving this up yet. And the blue and white shirts flooding forward here. Very, very good work by Milton Oni to keep that going. Bree will tidy up here ahead of Leek.
I must say, I've been really impressed with Colchester. I really have been. I know that they've tried to sit back and soak up all the pressure that Southampton have threw at them, but on the flip side of that, they're up against one of the top championship sides.
All that matters in a cup tie is getting through to the next round, and Southampton are getting closer and closer to doing that as Manning finds Finn Azaz, keeper backpedaling, Larin beaten to it by Payne. Three minutes of normal time. At the moment it's looking like 4 minutes of stoppage time, so still work to do for Saints. Azaz for Archer, very nearly. Well seen by Kafur to get that away.
Yeah, that's the difference. Archer coming in from that left-hand side. He likes to burst in and almost join us at pairing through the middle. The centre forward, isn't he?
Now he's coming forward again here, Milton Oni. It's Digby getting that ball inside. Saints get it away. Work by Archer. Azaz. Archer ahead of him. Goalkeeper's seen that impressively.
Oh, good goalkeeping there. That's him as a sweeper. Super run again from Cameron Archer, just overcooking the pass there, Finn Azaz.
Colchester begin their League 2 campaign away to Accrington next Saturday. Lost 1-0 there last season. They're at home to Oldham a week later. Another fixture they lost last season, lost 3-1 here to Oldham last campaign. Hoping for a better start this time around. That is a foul on Leek.
Let's just have another look at this. I wanted to just clear this up because first I thought this was a penalty. The more I look at it, I just think that, yes, I can see he's attempting to win the ball, but he doesn't win the ball. I think the contact is very clumsy on Cameron Archer, and I think he's got away with one. I really do. I don't know if I'm being soft in my old age, but
clumsy is the word, isn't it? So we're rapidly approaching stoppage time. Payne to take the free kick for the U's. That is a foul by Raggett. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Signal. Big roar from the home crowd. They know it's not over yet. Danny Cowley wants more.
They are throwing more bodies forward. It might even be that they've gone into a back four for obvious reasons. That they need to go and get that equalising goal, don't they?
Yeah, they want to push Leek forward, so Terry's gone to left back. Archer, Larin, and Azaz picking a pass for Akachukwu. Brilliantly done for his first senior goal. That's how to scroll your name all over round one of the competition. And it puts Southampton through to round 2 of the EFL Cup. What a beautifully constructed goal.
Oh, I mean, from start to finish, it's magnificent. And when it all comes off, it looks fantastic. And from start all the way to that end product of an immaculate finish. Like a Chukwut, what a goal this is. I mean, have a look at this. From the goalkeeper, yes, it's forced out wide, but this pass from Finazaz is outstanding. And then, immaculate footwork here. Chukwut just wants to get inside on his left foot. That little fake that he's going to shoot. Enough ball just to come running onto, and then it's all about the composure. And it's outstanding, it really is. Slots it home with his left foot. What a goal that is, brilliant.
Well, someone that the fans here know only too well. 15 appearances on loan here at Colchester last season. Didn't score for them, but he has just got his first goal for Southampton to end the U's hopes of an upset. And Southampton will feel it is thoroughly merited on their second half performance.
It was an outstanding goal. Archer did well to keep the ball in, and then the quality throughout. Larin, Finazaz, that pass, assist, absolutely outstanding. Top with a beautiful finish.
Well, 2 subs have done the business for Saints, both coming off the bench to register important goals and get the job done for Southampton.
I just want to give Jack Payne a mention as well, because he's been brilliant in that midfield. Honestly, he really has. He's continued, carried on, tried to produce a little bit of magic.
Payne takes. Larin heads away. That's what Danny Cowley just can't do. You see Tondereka bringing on the likes of Finazaz, Kyle Larin, and tiring defenders simply unable to deal with it. Up in the air by Payne. Bragg sees the run of Archer. It's a good first touch. He's all on his own here, Archer. And it's brilliantly blocked by Kane Vincent-Young.
Yeah, it is. I thought he was going to go for the little chip there. I mean, yes, Colchester got bodies forward, but the keeper comes out off his line, and then Archer goes for that driven one into the far corner. Excellent defending from Kane Vincent-Young again.
Launched by Harwood Bellis. What a ball that is. Archer. Can they finish with a flourish here? Manning was in a great position. He's holding his head. Bragg. This will be the last attack of the game, surely. Azaz. Now Bree. And that is that. Southampton are through to the second round. A first competitive game for Tonda Eckert since the shenanigans at the end of last season, and his team have passed it with flying colours eventually. Stalemate at half-time, but the subs made the difference. First, Kyle Larin turning in Ryan Manning's cross, continuing his fine form from the second half of last season. And then a young man with a big future, Romeo Akachukwu, getting his first Southampton goal, set up brilliantly by another sub, Finazaz. That's why he's got a huge smile on his face. Big moment for him. And it is Southampton who were through to the second round. Colchester gave it everything, especially in an impressive first half. But in the end, the extra depth really told for Tonda Eckert's side. And they deserved it, Lee, in the end.
Yeah, they did. I mean, credit to Colchester. It was a test for them, wasn't it? Danny Cowley alluded to that. He knew it was. He set up defensively, tried to utilise the counter-attack. And there was good moments. There was lots of positives to take for Colchester. But as you said, the strength in depth for Southampton really shone through in that second half. And I thought the subs made a huge impact. And we did see 2 brilliant goals. So I think overall, thoroughly deserved, dominated the football, Southampton. And that's a credit. I'll be keeping a close eye on Colchester this season.
Yeah, they will head to Accrington next Saturday for their League 2 opener. Tonda Eckert and Southampton will be off to Hertfordshire. Well, they will take on Watford live on Sky Sports next Sunday. It is finished here in Essex. Victory for Saints. Colchester 0, Southampton 2.
Yep, Southampton progress into the second round then. Thank you very much, Gary and Lee, Curtis Davis and Chris Owolumu alongside me. Curtis, did that little bit of depth and quality just show through in that second half?
Yeah, I think it did. I think fair play to Colchester, really organised, very well set up in the way they wanted to do things, created chances, particularly in that first half. Second half looked like it was going a little bit dead, was going to end up in penalties, but as they made the substitutions, you know, the likes of Finazaz coming on, Akachukwu coming on, a lot of quality came on, as you said, and just changed the game, and they managed to come away with what was quite a comfortable win in the end.
Given everything that happened to Southampton at the end of last season, Chris, was a pretty professional performance, considering all the noise around the club and Spygate at the moment too.
Michelle, you're spot on. You know, I think there's a lot of, again, expectation. You know, there's no hangover there whatsoever. I thought first half it was a tight affair. The character was tested, but like you say, the quality shone through, and that's what you want from a competitive squad, isn't it? Substitutes coming on, influence the game, taking the game by the scruff of the neck, but that little bit of quality in that final third, that was very telling when the substitutes were made.
Let's hear from the Saints camp now. 2 players are chatting with David Craig, Ryan Manning and Carl Aaron.
Ryan, Carl, congratulations. Ryan, let's start. There was a lot of focus on this game because of obvious reasons of last season. Were you expecting a more hostile atmosphere than you actually received this afternoon?
It was a bit better than I thought. We understand there's going to be a bit of banter from the away fans, a bit of stick for it, but I think we're an experienced enough group to be able to deal with that. And look, whatever happened, and we have to just move on from it. And if we get a bit of stick for it, so be it.
And that was the first game back after the disappointment for you all of not going to the Championship final. So how good was it to put down a winning marker?
Yeah, we spoke about it all pre-season, how it's a bit of a unique start with being the Cup instead of a league game, but I think we finished last year so strong, so many games unbeaten, that we wanted to continue that. And games like this are really tough. I don't think there's ever an easy game of football, but especially these Cup games. So we knew how important it'd be to get off to a good start, so thankfully we did.
Carl, World Cup goal scorer to Carabao Gold Cup scorer. Was that the manager's orders when he sent you on?
No, I think just coming back, getting my feet back again, and I know these guys can get me the ball, and I know Ryan will get me the ball many times this season, so I'm just have to be in the box to score.
They made it tough for you today, Colchester, and we talked to the manager before about the strength of your bench today. How important was that in the outcome?
Yeah, it's been important. It'll be important this season, and it was important last season, just the run we went on, and it's the most important. Everybody's going to be ready to come on anytime.
Ryan, obviously it's a precursor to next week when you go to Watford. How good is it to get some real serious competitive football under your belt before that opener?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, we had pre-season games. We were out in Germany for 10 days and had 3 good games out there. But I think once they start getting competitive, that's when there's a bit of a difference to a pre-season game. So to get off to a good start today is brilliant. And but we know it's going to be a tough start next week. Obviously, we're playing on the Sunday, which is sort of second to most of the teams in the league, so we'll see a lot of the results. So I think this season, especially with the start we have, we're going to have to just look after ourselves, keep concentrating on games and just keep plugging away at it.
Kyle, obviously you start with a 4-point deficit, but when you look round this squad and the additions and the people are in it and the character, do you have a real sense of belief you can overturn it and hit the ground running fairly quickly?
Yeah, I mean, we have a close group, and I think that's important. And you saw last season how we can win games anyway. So I think it's important we have a good start to this season, and we just carry on from then.
Well, listen, well done to you both, but Ryan, particularly well done to you. You are the Carabao man of the match. I can't believe it, Carl. No World Cup winners medal, no Carabao Cup trophy.
No. This is more important, Ryan. He gave me the ball.
Well done, boys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, well done to Ryan Manning and Southampton. Here's the other results that happened in those 5:30 kickoffs while we were bringing you that game. And Cheltenham lost at home to Championship Charlton by 3-1, and West Brom beat Rotherham 4-1. And bring you the goals from those a little bit later on. Tomorrow, 4 p.m, it's Mansfield at home to Sheffield United. You can watch that live on Sky Sports Football. And on Monday evening, a brilliant draw thrown up. The Devon derby, Plymouth Argyle against Exeter City, also on Sky Sports Football. The draw for round 2 will be before that game as well. Well, an ambitious lawyer's latest job is set to make her confront her biggest nightmare. Sky Original Possession has all episodes available Thursday on Sky Atlantic. Well, next up on Main Event is a huge night of boxing from Dublin, where Ireland's Aaron McKenna and Italian Etinosa Oliher risk their undefeated records for the world middleweight title. Topping the bill on a card stacked with Irish boxing talent for Zuffa Boxing. But stay with us on Sky Sports Football, because we're going to look back on Southampton back in action for the first time since the Spygate scandal at the end of last season. They've come back with a 2-0 win against Colchester United. We'll have all your reaction and analysis next.